This conference will now be recorded.
Good evening, everyone. I'd like to welcome you to the City of Warrenville City Council regular meeting for Monday, April 1st, 2024. This meeting will be conducted in the traditional in-person format here at City Hall. For convenience, public may view the meeting virtually using the Go-To Access information found on our website. Public comment will only be accepted in person this evening. The remote meeting is for viewing purposes only. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Ashour,
Here.
Alderman Augustinovich,
Here.
Alderman Berry,
Here.
Alderman Davalos,
Here.
Breckenberg,
Here.
Alderman Lockett,
Here.
Alderman Widener,
Here.
and Alderman Wilkie.
Here.
Thank you, Julie. Would you all stand as you are able and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Red means stop, green means go. Before we get to the business of the meeting, I do have a proclamation this evening. Chief, would you join me, please? This is National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week. To recognize National Public Safety Telecommunicators Week 2024 and to commend the devotion, contributions, and services of DUCOM telecommunicators, whereas DuPage Public Safety Communications, known as DUCOM, plays a vital role in the protection of human life and property in our community, and whereas DUCOM has been successfully serving the public safety communication needs of the City of Warrenville and surrounding communities since 1989, and whereas while enduring long shifts and handling frequent life and death emergencies, DUCOM telecommunicators set high standards in performing their duties in a dedicated, diligent, and compassionate manner. And whereas DUCOM telecommunicators provide a critical communication link between the residents and police, fire, and emergency medical services and providers, and whereas these individuals efficiently coordinate emergency services to ensure the health and safety of our residents, visitors, and travelers in our cities, towns, and villages, districts, and our highways 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And whereas DUCOM personnel serve the public daily in countless ways without due recognition by the beneficiaries of their services, now therefore be it resolved that the City of Warrenville formally designates April 14th through the 20th, 2024 as Public Safety Telecommunicators Week in Warrenville, and publicly salutes the service of the public safety telecommunicators in our community and in the communities across the nation. Chief, would you make sure that gets where it needs to go?
I definitely will.
Thank you very much. Yep. Want to say anything other than how great DUCOM is to work with?
Well, I will say a few words. Actually, a lot of times the dispatchers and telecommunicators are the ones that kind of go unnoticed. You think of emergency services, you think of police and fire quite often, and your first responders, but we often forget the people who answer the phones when it's an emergency situation and you need to get the information out there. They're the ones to calm you down, relax, get the proper information, and get the resources to you. So they really are quite often the forgotten heroes in all this. So this is much appreciated.
Thank you, Chief.
Yeah, thank you.
I would add that every once in a while, given their skill, they're able to either bring a new life into the world or save a life. We have at DUCOM the Wall of Life, which has plaques on it to commemorate the fact that our telecommunicators frequently involved in something that involves human life. At this point, there are 83 plaques on that wall indicating that one of our telecommunicators saved somebody's life or brought a new life into the world. It's a wonderful group of highly talented, very dedicated, very highly trained people. If you had the opportunity to see one of their setups, one of their desks with all of the phones, all of the stuff that they have to look at and coordinate and make happen to get the emergency services out where they belong, you would be as impressed as I have been over the years with what they're able to do. Up to 1 million times a year, you would not believe. DUCOM dispatches for nearly all of DuPage County, nearly 1 million people, and pretty much flawlessly. So they really do deserve our thanks. Okay, next we have to have a public hearing for the FY 2025 budget. May I have a motion, please, to go into public hearing? Alderman Widener.
I move to offer the first reading of the ordinance 02024-14, adopting the City of Warrenville fiscal year 2025 municipal budget.
Second.
Motion and a second by Alderman Davalos. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Augustinovich.
Aye.
Alderman Lockett.
Aye.
Alderman Widener.
Aye.
Alderman Krokenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Wilkie.
Aye.
Alderman Berry.
Aye.
Alderman Ashour.
Aye.
And Alderman Davalos.
Aye.
Motion carries. We are now in public hearing, and we will welcome our Finance Director, Kevin Dahlstrand. Welcome back, Kevin. How many times is this now?
18 or 19.
Okay.
So, in your consent agenda tonight is the first reading of the fiscal 2025 budget. There is a total of $34,700,000 in revenue, $37,300,000 in expenditures, and a use of fund balance of about $2.7 million. Included in there, let me go back, the budget was initially distributed on March 1st. We had our budget workshop on Saturday, March 16th. In that time, we've had to make some adjustments to what was proposed. We added the liability insurance for the new police drones that was not originally budgeted. We also added in some additional ADP costs for an HR, Human Relations module in ADP as part of the ERP implementation. We also moved the articulated loader, which was decision package PUB 2502, which was originally in the general fund. If you will recall, at the budget workshop, the public works staff indicated that that should have been in the capital maintenance and replacement fund, and we did move that according to that. The final item I need to explain is I mentioned at one point that there was an issue we were having with road and bridge tax receipts. We did finally get that ironed out. The good news to that is that it was all on paper. It was on our side. There was no additional money that we owe them nor they owe us. It was the result of some new paperwork that is a result of a system that they changed on their end that made it look to us like we had received it all twice. We finally got all that figured out and ironed out, and that has all been adjusted. It was about $150,000 that we had to adjust both in the general fund and in the capital maintenance and replacement fund. So everything is now in order as it ought to be, and I'll entertain any questions you may have.
Thanks, Kevin. Questions or comments from the council? I would just say, speaking for everyone up here, thank you so much for the effort that you put into this. I know what an enormous effort it is between you and every department head who has to come up with the information to feed to you. Then you have to sort it out and sit down with the city administrator and keep us on the track of avoiding debt, making sure our services maintain a high level, and make sure that our employees are taken care of and make sure that the city runs smoothly. So clearly, the financial situation bears heavily on how well we're able to do things, and you're largely responsible for keeping us on track for that. So I appreciate it very much, and I thank you.
You're very welcome.
Anyone else? All right, anyone from the public wish to speak? I'll speak for the public then. They say thank you too.
And they're very welcome.
Okay. All right. If there's nothing else, I guess we could have a motion to close public hearing.
Motion to
Alderman
close,
Fider.
motion to close the public hearing.
Second.
Second by Alderman Lockett. Again, roll call, please.
Alderman Krokenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Davalos.
Aye.
Alderman Berry.
Aye.
Alderman Augustinovich.
Aye.
Alderman Wilkie.
Aye.
Alderman Lockett.
Aye.
Alderman Widener.
Aye.
And Alderman Ashour.
Aye.
Thank you, Julie. Motion carries and the public hearing is closed. We'll move on to citizens' comments. We have several signed up for this evening. When your name is called, please come up to the podium and give us your issue. We'll start with Bob Siebert. Bob?
Bob Siebert, Albright Court. When everyone walked in this evening, you went past the picture, the freedom of speech. Why is that picture hanging at the entrance of the City Hall? There's a special story. First, this is the only item in this room that was purchased by citizens for citizens. Bill Marzano and his neighbor donated the picture and the frame because they were very forceful in identifying freedom of speech, and they wanted to make sure that the individuals that came would see that there was a picture that supported their freedom to speak. The city government basically has two functions. First, to efficiently spend the funds that flow to the city. Secondly, to represent the citizens. This is basically the complete analysis of city government. These two objectives can only be accomplished with communication that is a two-way street, not a one-way street. When the citizens' questions and concerns are ignored, it is impossible for government to properly function and achieve these stated goals.
Thank you, Bob. Pam Spivak?
Good evening. My name is Pam Spivak, and I live at 29 West 630 Mack Road. I am speaking tonight. I am speaking tonight in response to a rather threatening letter our attorney received from the City of Warrenville's legal counsel. In it, my neighbors and I were informed in no uncertain terms that if we did not voluntarily give up rights to our properties for the proposed bike path, eminent domain proceedings to condemn our properties would be initiated upon your approval. Condemnation is unacceptable to us and to the public in general. There is absolutely no justification for taking the private land for a public trail when public land is conspicuously available. In the case of the Mack Road bike path, the public trail area would be a combination of right-of-way and existing permanent easement on the south side of Mack Road in Blackwell Forest Preserve. Impacted properties on the north side have a conservation easement, irreplaceable mature oak trees and other hardwoods, native plants, fencing, pillars, and lighting. The south side location is being mowed and was in fact the staging site for the Kerr-McGee cleanup. Trail user and vehicular traffic safety favor a south side path, and we have elaborated on this and other undisputable reasons at numerous city council meetings. This project has been flawed and ill-conceived from the start and was never reevaluated when circumstances changed. These change conditions being new council members, the Blackwell Master Plan, and the need for private property. The north outside option was chosen without our knowledge, and nobody even bothered to verify the large right-of-way that the plan was dependent on. At least 3 revisions later, the easement requirements are outrageous, ranging from 40 to 85 feet, translating to 0.3 of an acre. This culminates in significant costs for appraisals, acquisitions, and legal fees to a tune so far of over $150,000. This is a total waste of taxpayer money and could be avoided if the path was constructed on existing public land. Everyone works hard and would certainly not want their money needlessly spent. The effectiveness of the proposed drainage system, essential in a major rain event, is in question too. The Forest Preserve District of DuPage County is already a partner in this project, as they are responsible for a portion of the path and will be granting permanent easements both in the sections along the dog park and west of the bridge, according to the diagrams. With participants in the Blackwell Forest Preserve's master plan surveys asking the Forest Preserve District for trail connections along Mack Road, and DuPage County's newly adopted strategic plan stating as one objective, expand the bike and pedestrian network and enhance user experience, there is no question that partnership should encompass building the path on the south side of Mack Road where it would be safest for bicyclists, motorists, and hikers alike. Other people agree, as evidenced by a petition signed by over 575 supporters. I am going to leave you with 2 words that, sad to say, are sorely lacking in some government actions these days: common sense. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pam. Mitch Adamas?
Good evening. My name is Mitch Adamas, 29W606 Mack Road. In the political landscape these days, we are forgetting the principles of public service and democracy. If you wish to serve the public good, listen to the needs of the general public, not that of an individual. We are still a democracy, not an autocracy. You are not serving the citizens in general, and especially those along Williams Road with a north side alignment. You have the option of putting in the work and working with the Forest Preserve District to create a south side alignment that will not impact any Class 4 property. All it takes is the desire and courage to do the proper action. Please act accordingly. Thank you.
Thank you, Mitch. Fred Schlick?
Good evening. My name is Fred Schlick. I live at 535 East Oak Avenue in Wheaton. And I just wanted to express my support for my friend Pam Spivak and her neighbors who oppose building a bicycle path along through their properties on the north side of Mack Road. See, 4 generations of my family own the farm that comprises land on the south side of Mack Road from 59 to Williams Road and some on the north side. And it just seems logical that since the Forest Preserve forced us to sell our farm back in like 1968 by threatening condemnation proceedings under eminent domain for the common good, it seems logical that that land could be used or should be used since it's already been obtained from private owners for the common good rather than forcing additional landowners to sell their property in order to build this bike path. Thank you.
Thank you, Fred. Mary Lou Worley?
Good evening, Mayor and Council, staff, and residents. Who doesn't love a city council meeting on a stormy, rainy night? Thank you for your service, every one of you. My name is trail user Mary Lou Worley. I live in Naperville at 916 West Jefferson, along a bike trail, and enjoy the DuPage River Trail, coasting under the beautiful Warrenville Road Bridge, pumping past the well-preserved Albright Studio and Warren Tavern. Thank you for valuing history and safe, enjoyable trails. I'm here to speak on the proposed Mac Road Trail. Please support Mayor Brummel's August 21st, 2023 option as spoken on CBS News to not build the Mac Road Trail. Condemnation of private property for a dangerous solution should not be on the table. Thank you for researching the challenges and costs of this current proposal, but it's a bad idea. Money not well spent. The right-of-way and permanent easement already existing 40 feet into Blackwell Forest Preserve across the street could allow for a widened road, not necessarily labeled as a trail, but making it safer for bikers if they choose. Wait until plans are further along in the fulfillment of the recently approved Blackwell Forest Preserve Master Plan. People want to bike safely from Winfield Road to Route 59. Make it safe. Make it enjoyable. Maybe entirely within Blackwell Forest Preserve and not even along Mac Road. IDOT District 1 engineer Jose Rios and elected officials of DuPage County, Deb Conroy, your fine mayor, Mayor Brummel, and the Forest Preserve District President Daniel Hebriard can and should get together to deliver the safest, most pleasant, and cost-effective trail for all citizens. You can do that. In the meantime, please stop pursuing condemnation and don't build this trail. Thank you.
Thank you, Mary Lou. Anyone else wish to speak who didn't know they needed to sign up? Okay, we'll move along with the business of the meeting then. We'll go to officials and staff comments. Just a couple of things from me this evening. A reminder that we're involved in this special Census 2024 operation. We need residents to become field workers for the U.S. Census Bureau to help the city of Warrenville with this year's special census. All are welcome to apply. That would include retirees, college students, people looking for temporary employment or a second job, people available to work flexible hours, which can include days, evenings, or weekends. And as I remember, the compensation is quite generous, so for a part-time job, it might be worth looking into. You can apply at census.gov/community jobs. And I believe you can find that on our website if you want to go there if you didn't hear it, census.gov/community jobs. Reminder to the city council, senior staff, and the general public that the city will be conducting a strategic planning retreat Friday, April 5th from 5 to 8 p.m. and on Saturday, April 6th from 9 to 2 p.m. here at City Hall. So that's 6 hours above and beyond that we'll be spending looking at what we can do for Warrensville future. We do this periodically. The last time we had a strategic plan adopted was in May 2005, I believe. So it's time. It has to be updated periodically to make sure it's in alignment with what the citizens want at this point. So we'll see you Friday if I don't see you before then. 2015. Well, I had the 5 right. Yeah, I thought that seemed like a long time, so 2015, I'm sorry. Okay, that's all I have for this evening. Clerk? Thank you. Treasurer is not here. Alderman? Very good. City Administrator?
Just a quick thank you again to everyone that participated in the strategic planning focus groups. We had 4 total, 3 in person, 1 via Zoom, and had approximately over 70 people that participated from the community in addition to the community survey that was done last year. So just wanted to thank everyone for their time.
Great, thank you. City Attorney?
Nothing for me.
Okay, thank you. And we need to approve the agenda for this evening. Alderman Widener.
Yes, thank you. I move to approve the consent agenda for the April 1st, 2024 City Council regular meeting.
Second.
Okay, motion and a second. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Lockett,
Aye.
Alderman Wilkie,
Aye.
Alderman Davalos,
Aye.
Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Ashower,
Aye.
Alderman Krokenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Berry,
Aye.
and Alderman Augustinovich.
Aye.
Thank you, Julie. The consent agenda is approved as presented. We have several sets of minutes that need to be approved also. Alderman Wider, would you like to make that motion?
Yes, thank you. I move to approve the minutes of the March 16th, 2024 City Council Budget Workshop, to approve the minutes of the March 18th, 2024 City Council Regular Meeting, to approve the minutes of the March 18th, 2024 City Council Closed Session Number 1, to approve the minutes of the March 18th, 2024 City Council Closed Session Number 2, and to approve the minutes of the March 25th, 2024 Public Safety and Finance Committee meeting.
Second.
Second by Alderman Davalos. Again, a roll call, please.
I would just like to note that the last approval was for just the agenda, not the consent agenda. I heard consent agenda. I just wanted to make it on record that it was clear. All right, the roll call for this one is for the minutes. Widener, Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Ashower,
Aye.
Alderman Lockett,
Aye.
Alderman Berry,
Aye.
Alderman Davalos,
Aye.
Alderman Wilkie,
Aye.
Alderman Augustinovich,
Aye.
and Alderman Krokenberg.
Aye.
Thank you. The minutes are approved as presented. The consent agenda for this evening, item 6A, accept Public Safety and Finance Committee recommendation and pass resolution R2024-18, approving an intergovernmental agreement with the Warrenville Public Library District authorizing the sharing of social media archival services effective May 1st, 2024 through May 1st, 2029, and renewing annually thereafter. B, accept Public Safety and Finance Committee recommendation and approve the 3.4% FY 2025 market-based increase for non-union employees as included in the FY 2025 budget, the proposed FY 2025 budget. C, accept Public Safety and Finance Committee recommendation and approve, 1, a 10% water rate and a 5% sewer rate increase effective May 1st, 2024. 2, change in the frequency for the issuance of water and sewer billing from the current bi-monthly to monthly frequency as soon as operationally practical. 3, direct staff to work with the city attorney to prepare the code amendments needed to authorize these recommendations for consideration as part of an April 2024 City Council meeting agenda. And 4, direct staff to evaluate the current late fee structure. D, receive and file minutes of the Tourism and Arts Commission meeting held on February 15th, 2024. E, receive and file report of invoices paid up to March 27th, 2024 in the amount of $125,475.95. And F, authorize expenditures for invoices due on or before April 15th, 2024 in the amount of $696,203.62. Alderman Wider?
I move to approve the consent agenda as presented by Mayor David Brummel.
Second.
Motion is second. Roll call, please.
Alderman Wilkie,
Aye.
Alderman Augustinovich,
Aye.
Alderman Krokenberg,
Aye.
Alderman Lockett,
Aye.
Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Ashower,
Aye.
Alderman Davalos,
Aye.
and Alderman Berry.
Aye.
Motion carries. The consent agenda is approved as presented. We have one item under the regular agenda. Would someone like to make that motion? Up to you, Alderman Widener. Oh, we had somebody else? Alderman Lockett. It's okay. I looked in your way and you made eye contact, so.
I'd like to make a motion to offer the first reading of the ordinance 02024-14, adopting the City of Warrenville fiscal year 2025 municipal budget.
Second. Oh, go ahead.
Okay. Couldn't get a first. We got all kinds of seconds. But go figure. Sorry we caught you unaware there, John. Okay. Any additional discussion of this item by the council other than what has already been presented at the public hearing? If not, I guess we can have a vote. Yep.
Alderman Davalos,
Aye.
Alderman Berry,
Aye.
Alderman Augustinovich,
Aye.
Alderman Ashower,
Aye.
Alderman Lockett,
Aye.
Alderman Widener,
Aye.
Alderman Krokenberg,
Aye.
and Alderman Wilkie.
Aye.
Motion carries. Thank you. We have the need for a closed session this evening. We have a couple of citations from the state Statutes, Alderman Berry, would you like to make that motion with those citations?
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion to go into closed session for the purpose of 5 ILCS 120/2 litigation when an action against, affecting, or on behalf of the particular public body has been filed and is pending before a court or administrative tribunal, or when the public body finds that an action is probable or imminent. And 5 ILCS 120/2 the purchase or lease of real property for the use of the public body, including meetings held for the purpose of discussing whether a particular parcel should be acquired. Second.
Second by Alderman Wilkie. Excellent. May I have a roll call, please?
Alderman Augustinovich.
Aye.
Alderman Lockett.
Aye.
Alderman Weidner.
Aye.
Alderman Kruckenberg.
Aye.
Alderman Wilkie.
Aye.
Alderman Berry.
Aye.
Alderman Ashour.
Aye.
And Alderman Davalos.
Aye.
Thank you.
Motion carries. We are going into closed session. At this point, we will not be conducting any business at conclusion of our closed session, so thank you for your attendance this evening, and we'll see you again next Monday.
This conference is no longer being recorded.